Hello and welcome to this week's MTV, where our word is date. As a matter of fact, you might notice that my surroundings are in the evening because Fred and I are on a date. How long has it been for you, if you are married, since you have actually gone out on a date with your spouse? You see, Fred and I were high school sweethearts when we first started dating, and of course then married 9.5 years later. And we share with people, on the encouragement of a pastor friend, that we have been married almost 18 years and dating over 26. Dating is such an important part of keeping your relationship up to date, of maintaining a vibrant connection with your spouse. Dating gives you the opportunity to laugh together, to share the funny stories of what's been happening in life, to talk about the challenges that exist, to share what's going on with careers or roles as employers and employees, or if you're self-employed, whatever your circumstances are. Dating gives you that opportunity to feel a connection with your spouse that is almost impossible to achieve with all of the distractions of home and children, if you do have children. And so I want to encourage you that having a date is such an important part of being married. You know, we spend the time to date in order to determine, would we get married? Why would we not want to continue dating after we are married in order to make sure that it remains just as wonderful as what led us down the aisle in order to say I do to begin with? Think of date as meaning don't allow temptation to enter. You see, when we do not spend an adequate amount of time together reconnecting and making sure that we still know each other well, then we potentially open ourselves up for temptation to come in and draw us away from our spouse. In 1 Corinthians 10, it says, "Lest you think you're standing firm, you are not. No temptation has overtaken you except that which is common to man." And that God, though, is faithful, that when you are tempted, He will provide you a way of escape. You see, in marriage, oftentimes we think, well, we're married. We don't need to worry about temptation, or we're good. Things are good. I'm not too concerned. Yet that is exactly when we need to be proactive and take the time to make sure that we don't allow temptation to enter, that we provide a barrier or a guard for ourselves, and we can do that very effectively through the act of continuing to date our spouse. So I want to challenge you this week. Get a date with your husband or wife on the calendar. Go to dinner and then plan to do something afterwards where you can actually connect and talk. You could go for a walk. There's all kinds of different ways that you could choose to spend that time necessary in order to make sure that you have the marriage that God intended you to have. So this week, know that we're going to look forward to hearing, and you can post some of those comments on the YouTube feed for having a date. And with that, I need to bid you a goodbye because I need to finish out my date with Fred. So I'll see you next time.